Hello, everybody. This is your friendly neighborhood, Lisa Foxy, and welcome back, Skin Pines. We are going to continue on the story from here, and make sure that.
Chapter 7.
Oh, okay. Make sure that we try to get as far as we can today in today's story. I hope you guys are doing pretty well out there. I know I am, slowly but surely. Okay, hold on. I'm just kind of adjusting things on my recording. So, anyways, here we go. Oh,
The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver. Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
okay, they'd run the classic good cop. Hard cop and let's try cop interrogation. Let's do a chill cop interrogation.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
I'll handle this. Just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my bell rung.
He looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Tolliver. This was all a big mistake.
Luca, what's going on here? Why do you have me strapped down?
No one's fault, really. Rollo just got a little startled.
Rolo's here?
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, alright. Mistakes happen. You kids gave old Hiram a good scare. Let's just get me out of these ropes and call it even.
Luca glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my Gran's basement?
Here to help, of course.
Help with what? What's my Gran up to?
I'll just cut. If you'll just cut me loose, I can show you.
How do I know we could trust you?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Look, have I ever done wrong by you?
No.
And since your Gran moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming?
Yeah?
So why would I turn my back on your family now?
It's just... all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names of people from town? An archive of my dad's old disturbing patient notes?
Luca gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives.
I can explain everything. Just need to untie me. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luca looked again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good laugh. This will all make sense in time.
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
See, this town has secrets, Luca. A very dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
A past that must be brought to.
He punctuated his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
Light. Son of a.
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here.
Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, you know. It's for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there and let the adults handle this.
They looked bewildered at each other.
Play it cool, huh? Not now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board.
Yep, so that means we gotta press hard.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop into Rollo brandished a steely gaze.
My bad. Interrogation, but yes.
I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, well, well. Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who? Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I be asking the question here, punk. Now, hold on. Let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
You could do this my way, or well, let's just say I never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You tied me down. How on earth can I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans! What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, eh? Blow up the festival? Good lord.
He shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, no, you got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is operating spark plug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold. Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Dang, Rilla. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began. We need more information. Yeah, but we better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? I just got set up for the festival. Nah, that tent was up, put up by the Valentines. Every, everything they do is just a bunch of fluff and glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. If there's any information about the source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. This is a dang nice library.
Thanks. We worked hard on it.
Aren't you a little too adorable to be a librarian?
Oh, Kato hung out here so much. Eventually, they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novak sometimes. They got you working for free? It's quiet, and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for you all? We need a favor. I already told you and Rolo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Pink Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing. We sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? Huh? There's the county record archives. What's in those? Sheriffs, staffs, newspapers, clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great. We'll start there.
Chapter 8. 6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
If I have to read any more records, my eyes are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of these, and these is death records. Rollo Cotter lived a full and wonderful life. Till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring country records that kill you. I'll put you in the obstetrics myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like
Beck slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hotford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey! We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name back? In the Obit J. Hartford? From Booksville Tribune 8 years ago. That can't be right. What is it? J. Hartford. That's my Gran, Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were two J. Hartfords? Miss Hartford is survived by her young daughter E. Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your Gran is 6 feet under, 3 towns over, then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Alright, gang. I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering. He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Oh no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up and escaped from his bindings and left without a trace.
Or maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
I'm afraid your jam delivery will be delayed.
He flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreep. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done.
Can't move that back, can we?
Gran? Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed. Play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Come on, legs. A few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now, let me handle everything.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him? Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed? Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival!
Checking around. Case. Gran, maybe still. Downstairs either. So probably everybody's outside doing their thing. Go check up here. Wait a minute. Okay, I thought there was like a tube. Wait a minute.
Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret message for secret conspector. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. What? Ho ho. Lie devil. I think think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around, but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
This thing. Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augusta Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Yes, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. Town wouldn't be here if it wouldn't be here. It is today's without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause, fitting such a great man.
Even that's more than the old cogger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, well, where was I?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine, everyone.
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor. What a great turnout. Oh, heck, I didn't prepare anything, but I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful pondium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Community, conviction, commitment. These are things we celebrate in perennial harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I'm dang thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment. Change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. A perennial harvest is a community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into the future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish.
What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't gonna ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all of my travels, I've learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town. And so, it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
a harvest awaits!
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end.
Wow.
There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again!
What?
No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Alright. Also, let's see what else. Now we got Sly. Go back to this. Try Sly.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Up to Beck.
With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
What? What's going on here? You're that Moldwell girl. Please, call me back. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Jennifer sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Jennifer is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you need some backup. But she sent a child. What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah.
But you understand. We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true.
So it turns out we're both here too.
Beck twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
Destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not throughout.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
Sure is. Can't blame her though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be.
No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
Sure you can finish this up on your own?
Jennifer trusted me for a reason. And leave the rest to me.
Good. There is one more loose end I'll go work on.
Loose end?
Oh, it's nothing really. The other day, I had the radio on scan while stocking a candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercept an odd phase in the perennial harvest transmission. Underground secret.
That's ominous.
I think it might be a password, but Jennifer dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical.
What's the password for?
We don't know.
So we have a password and know where to put it in.
It gotta mean something, right?
Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control.
That's a relief. Between you and me, basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
You guys catch that?
Sure did. The whole time Mr. Tolliver had a candy shell.
But all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rolo.
Well, sure, but once things are back to normal,
I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thing. So U would be 21. N would be 14. D would be... Oh! It's an anagram. Nuncreed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Wow, Rolo.
Rolo, that was incredible.
Well, it's either that or Crin Nud Rug Store.
Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do that?
What can I say? I love ciphers.
Well, I guess we know where to go next.
Right. Ed and Nuncreed's. I wonder if we should. We better get to Nuncreed. I hope I didn't miss an opportunity. You're late, Augusta. Sorry, sister. We caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few details to the lockdown for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this Inspid Town festival really about? I think
Gus looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Harris. And he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just temporarily arrangement. The glow can be seen from our dang backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Harris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. We're going to choose to be part of that future or be forgotten in the past. It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always be a Gus. Good night, Harris. See you at breakfast tomorrow. It's getting late, children. Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. The existence of gulf between knowing something and being able to do it, a dang thing about it. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nutcreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then, where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's a small pleasure in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice. But whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour goats. I'm certain you do. I always wonder why Mr. Nutcreed kept licorice in stock. He must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile.
There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's an easy cold hard cash. Well, he's right. It's locked. Gotta be more clues.
Okay, let's see.
I have a feeling. I think it's this. But I will just humor the thought to do that.
Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing?
Besides Mr. Nuncreed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth.
It's got like blinky keypads. Why would there be blinky keypad?
Creed Nud Rug Store. I mean, Underground Secrets. The password.
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
All right, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground Secrets.
Sounds like that did something. Great, now what?
I guess we.
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground. The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it. You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that?
No.
I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduct from a Hank Atomic issue 12 were real?
Frollo, at one point or another, you said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic.
That's why I'm such a good predictor.
Looks like each of these have something written on them.
This first acknowledge the fact.
This suit has a broken mask.
So we found our mysterious warehouse creeper?
We've at least found their hazmat suits.
If it walks like Nuncreed, it talks like Nuncreed.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Just saying.
Mining Operation Alpha. You guys have mines here?
Not that I know of.
Town is all farms and fertilizer. In series of tubes?
Pa always says you can only trust a miner up to the point where they get gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late.
Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works.
What does she do?
Science stuff. Is she involved in all this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine
warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine's place? This is strange. I feel like something big. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlands. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around science text.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Willow, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hi. Where? There's nothing but a weird tube down here. Just get back.
Cheers.
Awesome.
You all need to come with me now.
We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until you get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets.
I told them it was an absurd password, but they love anything that makes them feel clever.
Hey, who?
That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skin.
We don't care about our skin. Hold on, now I like my skin. This all stops now, then, Creed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound like him.
Who?
Walt.
You don't get to talk about my dad.
You know your father and I were friends back then. Back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this.
That's a lie.
It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee.
What happened?
Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idyllic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks.
So, you were his sidekick?
No. We were partners. He helped, and patience, and I helped him.
Yep. Total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Look, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it.
And my dad said no.
Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then.
Classic sidekick into villain plotline.
Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but still got me saying yes.
Is there a point to this sob story?
really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What?
You really don't know. My Gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose.
Juniper.
Seems like she's planning on crashing the town party.
Gonna disturb the festival? Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know?
Apparently, she knows a lot of things.
What?
Let's just say,
Sorry.
let's just say, this isn't only the only underground layer you busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. Got maps and explosives and bad intentions. Big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy.
I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square.
Fountain, but why would
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
she knows about the source?
What the heck is the source?
If she tries to destroy the source, it can catalyze and, dear God, she's gonna to freeze us all. You all need to run.
Run. Where?
Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back.
That did not go how I expected. So, we're totally following him, right? Totally. You on the other side. You good? Yep. I love this town.
Chapter 8.
Oh boy.
The Cold, Hard Truth.
Oh man.
Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluid in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cool. Doesn't look like it got any of us. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow up something out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. You gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way.
Alright. Wow. Well, looks like... Sorry guys, I don't mean to yawn at that last part. Looks like we are definitely going to find out the truth of what's going on. while this is happening. I can't tell if Gran is really trying to help, or not even that's not even it's Gran. So there's more questions really than answers, and it seems like he is planning to do something, and it may not be very safe. But until then, I guess we'll just have to find out and wait what happens in the next episode. So if you guys really enjoyed this, please remember to hit that like button, and please remember to subscribe, because as long as I see you guys hitting like, it shows me how much you guys really enjoy these videos that still come out. Um, and it makes me happy about that, just knowing that you guys really enjoy what I do here. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. Please, if you're new, remember to subscribe, and make sure, like I said, if you hit like, it helps YouTube's algorithm as well, so other people can find me in here. So and to enjoy the stories as well. Uh, Share with your friends, family, anything. If you guys like some relaxing times, just with the story. I try my best to do the editing in here, but until then, I'll stop talking and I'll end this nice and easy. Thank you guys, and stay frosty.